Hello and welcome to the 2025 Buffalo Bills record prediction video. In this video, I'll go week by week through the Bills schedule and predict if they'll win or lose, and then at the end, I'll give an overall record for the regular season. The Bills had a few key acquisitions in the offseason, including adding Maxwell Hairston at cornerback, Joey Bosa at defensive end, and a few wide receivers to bolster the receiving core. Keon Coleman is entering his second year at wide receiver, and I expect him to have a big year behind Khalil Shakir. Going into the regular season schedule, week one, the Bills take on the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football in what should be a great game. Last year, the Bills got absolutely smacked by the Ravens in the regular season in a blowout and then returned the favor in a narrow win in the playoffs to advance to the AFC Championship game. I expect this game to be much like the AFC divisional round and be high scoring and very close. Ultimately, I have the Bills coming away with a victory to move to 1-0 going into week 2 where they play the New York Jets on the road. This is a 1 p.m. game on CBS, and I expect the Bills to pick up another win here. I don't think they'll have much of an issue with the Jets this year. I don't expect the Jets to be very good. They're going to finish either third or last in the division, and I think the Bills start off strong with 2 wins to start the season. Week 3, the Bills are back home to face the Miami Dolphins. This is a short week. It's a Thursday night football game. I expect the Bills to split with the Dolphins, so I'm going to have both teams taking the home games. That'll put the Bills at 3-0 after beating the Dolphins here. Week 4, the Bills have another home game against the New Orleans Saints. I don't expect the Saints to be particularly great this season, and I think the Bills continue their winning ways to get to 4-0, 4 wins to start the season. Then week 5, the Bills take on the New England Patriots. This is another Sunday night football game, and it's another home game. I have the Bills splitting with the Patriots this year. I think the Patriots will be improved, but I think at home on Sunday night with a young quarterback leading New England, I think the Bills win another one. Going into week 6, this could be a difficult game. The Bills are on the road at the Atlanta Falcons on a Monday night game. I think the Falcons will be much improved this year. Michael Penix Jr. taking over going into his second year. However, I think ultimately the Bills are the more experienced team, and I think that'll show in a low-scoring win to get to 6-0 going into the bye. Coming out of the bye, the Bills' schedule gets more difficult, but not right away. They go on the road to face the Carolina Panthers, who I do think will be improved this season, but I still think the Bills will pick up a win here to advance to 7-0. In week 9, the Bills have the yearly clash with the Kansas City Chiefs at home. I expect this to be a very close game. However, unlike last year, I think the Bills will end up dropping this game to fall to 7-1 on the year. Going into week 10, the Bills are on the road at the Miami Dolphins. As I mentioned earlier, I think the Dolphins will split with the Bills, so I'm going to say this is going to be a loss, which will drop the Bills to 7-2 on the year. It's always hard playing on the road, and divisional games are a bit of a toss-up, so I'm going to have them splitting with the Dolphins, which takes us to a Week 11 matchup at home versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers will also be pretty good this year. However, I think the Bills have the edge at home, and I have them getting back to their winning ways to get to 8-2 on the season. Week 12, the Bills go on the road to play the Houston Texans. I expect the Texans to have another really great year and probably win the division this year. That being said, I think the Houston Texans have the edge. This will be another short week, a Thursday night game, and I give the Texans the edge at home, so that will drop the Bills to 8-3 on the season. Going into week 13, the Bills play Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road. This is a late window game on Sunday on CBS, and I think the Bills will pull out a close victory in a low scoring game, maybe like 20-17, something like that. This will be a tough game to win in a difficult atmosphere, but I think the Bills pick up the win to advance to 9-3. The Bills then go back home to play the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals are a team that just seem to have the Bills' number. I don't think Josh Allen has ever beaten the Bengals during the Joe Burrow era. Maybe once, but I can't recall a time. I think that changes here, though. I think the Bills' defense steps up, and I think they hold the Bengals without a touchdown on their final drive to win this 28-21 and advance to 10-3 on the season. Week 15, the Bills go on the road to play the New England Patriots. As I said earlier, I think the Patriots and the Bills will split. So this being the road game, I'm going to give this one to the New England Patriots. That sends the Bills to 10-4 going on the road at the Cleveland Browns. The Browns will probably have a rough year this year. It depends who starts at quarterback. I'm guessing at this point it won't be Joe Flacco. It'll probably be one of the other three quarterbacks on their roster. That being said, I don't see the Bills having much of an issue with the Cleveland Browns. I think the Bills pick up a win here to advance to 12-3 going into a game against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to be incredible again. They're going to be great, just like they were last year. They have a chance to win 2 Super Bowls in a row. I legitimately believe that. And I think as much as I'd like to say this is a win, I think this is going to be a loss. And finally, on January 4th, the time hasn't been listed yet because we won't know that until after week 17. They go home to play the New York Jets, another home game. Like I said, I don't see the Jets being particularly great this year. I have the Bills going 4-2 in division, and this is a game I have them winning. If they rest their starters, which they could, this could be a loss, but I'm not going to play that game. I'm going to see this as a win. Maybe they're competing for the number 1 seed at this point. And that leaves the Bills on the season at 13-4, which will definitely put them in a position to fight for a top 3 seed for sure, maybe even the number 1 overall seed. That would be great. Let me know what you're predicting for the Bills in the comments below. Let me know how you think the division will do. And I look forward to continuing to predict lots of teams, games, all that stuff. Check out my channel at Martin Buffalo Bills if you haven't gotten a chance. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Go Bills!